All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on this beautiful planet. Welcome to the Inner Circle Live pre-New York session. I'm your host for this morning's session, Benny Allen, along with my awesome partner, Mr. Ryan Carthage. And we're definitely happy and grateful for each and every one of you being here with us this morning as we take a look at the technicals and the fundamentals to see what we can take advantage of in the Forex market. So, without further ado, let's make sure that we turn off any and all distractions, grab a pen and paper, take lots of notes, and let's be sure to participate and engage. If everybody can hear me loud and clear, drop me a one in the chat. Let me know that you're all set and ready to go. Good morning to everybody. Sorry for the delay. I had an issue getting everything to record this morning, but I think I am all good now. So the technical issues are out of the way. Let's make sure that we start every morning with a strong foundation and that we are taking massive, massive action, accepting all possible losses before entering a trade, preparing you for any outcome. Let's make sure that we center ourselves in body, mind, and spirit, ensuring a balanced approach to trading. Let's trust in our education, strategy, trading skills, and intuition. Let's always imagine our trade successfully materializing and that we are obeying our trading strategy, avoiding decisions based on greed or fear. And we want to make sure that we are never looking back or stopping once our trades have commenced, right? So I hope everybody is having an awesome week so far. Lots and lots and lots going on in the markets, right? So we switch over to trading economics. Right here, front page, U.S. inflation rate is seen as slowing, right? So that's their projection. Annual inflation rate in the United States likely slowed for 6 months to 2.3% in September, which would be the lowest since February 2021 compared to the previous month. The CPI is projected to increase 0.1% below 0.2% in August. Core inflation is anticipated to remain stable at a more than 3-year low of 3.2% for the second month, with the monthly core inflation rate set to fall to 0.2% from 0.3%, right? So that's the projection coming from trading economics. We know today, right? Markets are waiting 830 U.S. core CPI month over month, CPI year over year. And we got unemployment claims today as well. And then we also have some FOMC members speaking, a lot of them, right? Three that we see. So that's going to be the market mover today. Yesterday, the FOMC meeting minutes showed that there was a split, right, in regards to whether or not they should do 50 basis points or 25 at the last meeting. So that was the news really coming from there. I haven't had a chance to catch up on what FOMC members Collins and Daly had to say, if it was even related to anything significant, to inflation. We had Goolsbee and Jefferson speaking as well. A ton of them. Logan Bostic, ton of them speaking yesterday. Haven't had the time to catch up on all of that, but today, right, the core CPI for the United States is what's going to be important. We did have at 7:30, we've got the monetary policy meeting account, so like the meeting minutes from the FOMC, we've got that coming out of the ECB. So we will see. We got natural gas storage data coming out today as well. So busy day, right? With the main thing being that core CPI coming through. German retail sales rise to 1.6% in August. Norway inflation rate rises less than expected, so that's good. Inflation's continuing to come down. The key area, Swedish economy rebounds in August. European stocks lack direction, but of course that's ahead of the CPI data. PBOC rolls out swap facility equities. I have to read more on that. Not too familiar about the details regarding that. Switching over, taking a look at the dollar, right? So the dollar index hit around 1029 on Thursday, hovering at its highest levels in nearly 2 months as investors prepared for September consumer price index report that could influence the Federal Reserve's interest rate decision in November. Again, minutes of the Fed September meeting revealed that policymakers were divided on how aggressively to cut rates, but ultimately decided on a jumbo 50 basis point reduction in the effort to balance inflation targeting with rising labor market risk. Traders have been scaling back expectations for aggressive Fed rate cuts after last week's strong U.S. jobs report. Markets now see around an 83% probability that the Fed would deliver a more modest 25 basis points in cuts in November, while pricing out any chances of another half percentage point reduction. The dollar held gains against most major currencies, but pulled back slightly versus the Kiwi in a likely technical correction there. Okay. So that's where we are in regards to the fundamentals. Do we have any questions? No? All right, all right. And so that's where we are. Technically, if we switch over to the DXY, we can see right that we are continuing to push long. We'll see what happens today with the CPI data, how that dollar is going to react. The numbers come in lower than expected. We could continue to see a rally um, in the markets overall, right? So we see that a lot of our tech stocks and things like that have continued to move along, right, to the upside. So we'll see. We'll see if this dollar decides to turn over or if it's going to continue along. So we'll see. But this is where we are on a DXY right now. Super bullish week last week, and we've continued bullish into this week. Any questions on the DXY? No? All right. Let's move over just ahead of everything. I want to take a look at um, the indices. Take a look at the S&P 500, US 30, all of those just ahead of the data. This is where we are on the S&P. This is the 4-hour chart. Okay, so we broke trend line a long time ago. We pulled back and we've continued to make higher highs and higher lows. And so we're right retesting this B boundary right now. 4-hour chart is oversold. I mean, it's overbought. But we are hovering and we are testing. So we'll see if this level, this zone is going to hold, if we're going to continue to get a push higher. If we move up to the daily. So overall, we're still bullish, right? We made another, if you look back, right, we'll go up to the daily chart. Okay. If you look back, you can see we haven't been here before, right? So we, you get a lot of rhetoric that the economy is doing bad, but we are hitting, right? We are hitting all-time highs in the S&P, and we're not far away from that D extension. We got a daily stochastic that is in the buy zone. So we are looking mighty bullish right now. We were ranging, and you can see that on this daily, we started to push through the top of that range into new highs, right? So we took out this high, and we're looking to continue. So what is the actual? Let's make sure that that's accurate. 59.13. Make sure I'm right on with that. 59.13. That's the daily D extension right there. 59.13 is where. All right. Any questions on the S&P? Okay. So a lot of rhetoric. The economy's bad. The economy's bad. The economy's bad. But somebody's steady buying up everything. All right. So it must not be too bad. All right. So that's it. That's it on the S&P. Looking at the US 30. Undeclared income. I know, right? So we've got that whole thing on. I take this out now because it's broke a long time ago. But this US 30, right? Look at this move up. This is the 1-hour chart. Okay, we're looking at this stuff over the weekend, right, we are continuing to move bullish on the US 30, right? So we'll move up through the time frames, move back to our daily chart. Just clean it up. So, yeah. So we are continuing to move long, everybody. Continuing to make the run, and then we had the sub flip that ran off of that, right? And so we were wondering if we were going to retest this level, but we didn't. It seems like we're breaking through it off this sub flip here, right? But right around this zone was that 44,075, right? We are moving. This is a perfect textbook C to D move here, right? A, B, C, D. At the end of the day, right? There's a lot of different strategies out there, a lot of different groups out there, but no matter where you are, at the end of the day, this market moves in an ABCD wave. I hope everybody sees that. Right? A, B, C, D. Now you might trade, you know, whatever strategy in between that ABCD wave, right? But at the end of the day, that's how the market moves. I don't think there's any denying that, right? And your main reversal that you're gonna get are crown reversals, oftentimes, right? Which is why we really don't move beyond that. Any questions on the US 30?
No, but Benny, I just thought about it. It
Mm-hmm.
seems like a lot of snippets I had read yesterday that they was weighing heavy on that jobs report, that it was a lot of jobs that was out there and everything.
Oh yeah, yeah, oh yeah. That jobs data was well above expectations. We've got some unemployment numbers that'll come through and get reported today, right? So don't forget about that in the midst of the big CPI report. But you see a lot of top investors are starting to shift a little bit to the possibility of no landing at all, right? So we've gone from a hard landing to a possibility of a soft landing. There was a whole thing. How is Chairman Powell going to navigate this thing? Is he making the right or the wrong moves? To now, right? People are preparing for no landing at all, right? And the way this is looking awfully bullish to me. All right, this is looking awfully bullish to me. So I don't know. I don't know. I tend not to listen to the politicians these days. I just turn on the charts, right? And they tell me everything. So this is where we are on the US 30. That's looking bullish, right? Okay. Uh so looking at the NASDAQ, right? We came off that break, okay, and we're running. The NASDAQ is running long, right? So this is off of a 382 bounce. There, we didn't get a deep correction. That's okay. This is the 1 hour chart, 20,450. We'll work our way up to the higher time frames. And so no matter what the time frame, it's moving in waves, right? Which is really right. We don't budge off that, right? Swing highs, swing lows. The market's moving in waves. I don't know. I know it can get boring. I know it's not as exciting. There's a lot of strategies over there, this crossing over this crossing over that. But at the end of the day, it all falls within the Fibonacci sequence. So, uh, right. So that is the current fib on the daily. That's a range. That's a pullback to a 61.8, and that's moving bullish. That's moving. That's moving long. Right? So we're not gonna be surprised, right, if we see it hit 21,618. Let's get it right on the nose. Yep, 21,618 was the number. So just want to make sure we're being accurate on that. 1,618, right? Okay. So that's that. So we are looking bullish. So we're looking for opportunities of pullbacks and continuations. Any questions on the NASDAQ? No. Those are pretty clean moves, right? It's the Nikkei 225, right? So ranging a bit, but still on his daily, right? Still trying to find his way long. Out here, right? Okay. So we got 382 pullback, and then we got this move higher, right? So if that continues long, we're looking at 43,637. Right? Here's the swing low. Right? Here's the swing low, right? It's taking off from there, right? So if you're just running highs and lows off the daily, there's the price action. Questions? No? All right. Just stick within the framework. UK 100 still moving sideways, right? This hasn't given us much lately, right? So that just is what it is. No play there. The Russell, right? Trying to figure itself out, moving a bit sideways. This is the 4 hour chart. But overall, right, it's been bullish, right? As choppy as it's been in some areas, ranging. I'm gonna take this off now because this is just consolidating. All right. Just moving sideways, but we've got a 61.8 pullback on this 4 hour. So, right, until we see otherwise, we expect it to continue to move bullish, right, and eventually move uh, to that 1.618. We'll jump up to the daily, take a look at it, see what we've got going. Daily chart. So you can see here on the daily, if you put your fib on, right, here's the last low. We took off from there, right? Last swing low. Now we're just moving sideways. But you can see how we've gotten 786 pullback. We expect that the extension to be hit at 24.19 should the markets continue. Right? So that's how we set that longer term price target. It's as simple as that if you're riding the swings. If you're playing your swing lows and swing highs, right, you just play your levels. Right? You're just playing your levels back and forth, right? Here was a swing low, here was a swing high, right? We know there's multiple ways to skin a cat, depending on how you're trading. Right? You make money on the way up, the way down. You're playing those daily swing highs and swing lows, right? We've discussed that a lot, right? Here was another low, and you see where the market took off. Here was another high, see where the market took off to the downside. Here was another low. Here was another high, right? That's all money to be made. It's all money to be made. Okay. Okay. Dot net, you seeing the head and shoulders? Where you seeing that at, dot net? Okay. So that's the Russell. We're to go back, right? Look at your TR30. And we can see we're right. We're still working our way to the upside, right? We got that pullback and then that continuation. So that's looking pretty bullish to me. That's the 4 hour. This must be a higher time frame target. Okay, but we drew it up off the 4 hour. and we slowly grinding our way to the top. And if we move out to our daily chart, right, we can see overall we're long 19,966. Look at the pullback. Look at the continuation. Right, it's playing out. Okay, we were looking at that's that 4 hour that pullback, that retest, moving kind of sideways there, but we look to get to that target, that extension. Plan your trades, trade your plan, right? So here we are on the SMH, right? Semiconductor ETF, right? So this is not an indices ETF. I just have it in this chart, in this workspace. We are moving long, right? So we want to look for that to continue. Okay. So we want to, so let me, one second, stop the share. I'm trying to pull something up, everybody. There we go. And let me, there we go. All right, I had an issue there. So this is your SMH semiconductor ETF, right? That we see moving to the upside, and we can see, right? Can everybody see my screen? Yes, no?
Yep.
Appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you. All right. So we can see, right, the holdings, right? So the top stock that's being held within this is NVIDIA, right? 20.76% of total assets. We got TSM, Taiwan Semiconductor. We talked about that before at 12.47%. Broadcom, AVGO, right? 8.16%. And then we've got AMD, Advanced Microcomputer Devices at 5.22%. ASMI Holdings at 4.83%. Applied Materials is at 4.5%. And Qualcomm, 4.21%. Texas Instruments at 4.17%. Okay. So this is your semiconductor ETF, and then this is your breakdown in regards to holding, right? So we could trade those individual stocks. Okay, so as NVIDIA goes, this is going. Okay, so we can see here that this is moving long. Okay, this is moving long. All right. Any questions on SMH? Nope. Anybody trading it long right now? We've talked about this for quite some time.
Yes, sir.
Ryan, good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, bro. I'm doing well, man. I'm about to say.
Oh man, doing pretty good. Talk to me, man. Anything out there you keeping track of?
Nothing outside of what you probably already covered, man, regarding the Fed and some of the uh, folks that aren't on board with rushing to cut rates. That was the biggest thing for yesterday.
Yeah. So yeah, we definitely covered that and some more Fed members speaking yesterday. I told them I hadn't had a chance to catch up on the ones that spoke yesterday. If there was anything significant, but doesn't seem like it. Seems like everybody's just looking ahead to the CPI data today. So hopefully, I'm hoping, that it comes in lower. That would be good. We can continue to get a rally, but we shall see. Things are looking good right now.
We shall see, man.
For sure. Appreciate you, man.
No doubt.
All right. So that's that there. Let's move over, right? And we'll take a look at some of our ETFs that we have going on, right? Since the rally is in place, where is it coming from, right? We know we're seeing it in the tech sector. We can look at financial sector, right? XLF, right? Still ranging, right? But continuing to, right? We had a pretty bullish day yesterday, so we'll see if we can get that to continue to rally. Let's roll down and put a fib on this to see what we're looking like to the upside here. A big major correction there, right? And so we can see that we're right around this 236 and it's just right around that beat boundary. So we'll see if it can push through and if it's going to push up to that 127 zone there, right? So that's your financial sector there. This XLI, right? And if you don't know, right, you go here. Okay, put this in the chat so everybody will have it again. There, and we can see right where the gains were, right? So XLI is your industrials, XLV is your healthcare, and we can see that the market overall did fairly good yesterday, right? Ended up mostly in the green. So we take a look at XLI continuing to move long. New AB boundary pushing higher, right? So that we push into that 127 zone now that we've broken that B boundary. But overall, looking pretty good to the upside. We could come down to 4 hour. Pull this out. We run our fibs off to 4. And you can see, look at that pullback, right? And a continuation. So we're going to close in on a D extension soon, right? So we got just about a 50% pullback. That D extension there is at 139.27. Okay. And we can look to get there, 139.27. We'll just call it at 139. There, just like that. So we're headed towards 139 on XLI off the 4-hour charts, right? So what's included in your industrials? Why is it making a run to the upside? GE Aerospace, Caterpillar, RTS Corporation, Uber, Union Pacific, Honeywell, right? Eaton Group, Lockheed Martin, okay, which is down slightly. Okay, Caterpillar up. All right. So all of these are tradable. And you can take the same approach to them. Right? You know how to mark your top-down analysis. You know how to work out your risk management. Go at it, right? Attack these markets. Attack these markets. Is all there to be had. Right? So any questions on XLI?
No. No question.
All right. So here we are, XLK, right? Benny, what is that? Easy, right? Scroll down, look for it. XLK, right? That's your technology sector. We're up, right? We saw SMH. Okay, we saw the breakdown on SMH. It's moving to the upside. We had an extension at 245, right? That's what we're pushing towards, right? We can run a sub fib off this daily, right? We can see right around that same area, right? On this sub fib, you got to pull back to a 61.8. That is a beautiful V-shaped recovery. Doesn't get any better than that. Right? We know how to do this, everybody. Trade it. Trade it. Okay. Let's get busy in these markets. Let's have at it. No fear. Right? We never look back once our trade has commenced. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. Right? So that's your tech sector. Right? Here's one that we mapped out. We said, hey, we've got past resistance becoming future support off this 382. Is it going to hold at this level? Right? Well, it started to get long off that level. We formed a low, we started to get long. So we'll see, right? Well, what's that? Okay, that's your healthcare sector. Up 1% yesterday. See if it can sustain itself. Okay. Who's sitting in the top spot when it comes to the healthcare? Eli Lilly, right? United Health Group, Johnson & Johnson, AbbVie, Merck. Okay, all companies we've heard. We've heard, right? Heard about these companies. Okay? This one's swinging to the upside. So we'll see what happens. So we can come out, we can back out. Let's take a look at them. Right? And I'm going through these, right? Because, hey, believe in yourself, believe in your abilities, trade these markets. Right? Trade these markets. Yeah, it is. Right? That's why I always like to go through and look at it, Joy, because you will be surprised at some of the companies that's sitting, you know, pretty high up. Right? Pretty high up.
I hate to say it. I'm not surprised, but I'm surprised UHC is one of the top healthcare providers. They are one of the worst insurance to pay out anything. So I can believe they up at top.
and so and so investors probably know that too, right? You know, so they are profitable. So it's such a racket, I tell you. Right. So here we are. This is what we look like on the 4, right? So this level is holding, right? Which is why we marked it up, right? So this could continue to take that off. That's from the daily. This could continue to make a run, right, to the upside. We'll see. That's your sub fib there. So that looks like that wants to stay long to me. Right. We got our 4 hour stochastic in the buy zone too. Right. This is just, hey man, bulls have control, right? We dipped around, got close to that 382 level, and it's holding at this beat boundary. So that's one to watch. See if we can pull back and continue. Right. So that's when that could be tradable. All right. Any questions there?
No.
No. All right. Let's look at this XLY. Okay. Kind of similar. Okay. Okay, go back here, right? That's your consumer discretionary. Okay. This is right, Amazon, Tesla, Home Depot, right? McDonald's, okay, Lowe's, right? We're seeing an increase, Home Depot, Lowe's. A lot of hurricane activity going on. Think about it. Think about it. Okay.
Yeah, they was talking about that on Bloomberg yesterday about Home Depot.
Mm-hmm.
And they did say that another reason why Home Depot had rallied is because they invested into a roofer company earlier this year. So that also
Oh wow.
did it. I wrote it down. It's upstairs. I'll post it later.
Yeah, you're gonna have a whole lot of roofs that need repaired, right? So, you know, we're getting the bounce here. Appreciate you, Joy, right? For posting that. So we rolled down. So we look at consumer stocks. Uh, look at Amazon, right? Look at HD, right? Just running, right? This is your daily chart. It's at 416, right? Giant move to the upside.
Home Depot is also a stock that pays dividends as well.
It's a beautiful thing. Thanks, Ryan. All right, and so it seems crazy at times, right? We have to put our investor hats on, but when we have, right, you've got a lot of things going on. Uh, this is crazy. A lot of things going on, weather, stuff like that, things being damaged, right? Though you can see you can see improvement, improvements in stock prices right here. It just is what it is, everybody. Right? So that's moving long. Let me see if I get a
Because look, I even back tested this. They started talking about that storm early August,
yep,
and then you can see where people probably start making purchases and getting storm prepared, and then as soon as the storm hit, boom.
yep. You're right on, right? It just requires us to think differently. Right? You're right, you're spot on, Joy. Right? That's just running. That's just running there. Okay. Tesla, right? Correcting. Right? What I have going on here with this display. Okay. This is our daily. It's been moving back and forth, right? It had made a huge correction, then it recovered, right? We see that. I don't think, right? That's why I had that drawn like that. So this is here. Like so. So we'll see. Right, right on that 86. So somewhere up around 291, something like that. 291.04, so 291. Break, see if that can continue to move long, right? Our daily stochastic is moving back into the buy zone. We'll see how far it wants to move down. I don't know if they come back down and retest that 223. Not sure. We're 241 right now. There would be a big continued move to the downside. Right? We've got a level coming in here. Okay. So we'll see what happens. Tesla there. You see Amazon moving up. This is McDonald's, right? Stuff that we're involved in every single day, right? We spend money there, trade it, make money off it, right? Or, you know, you buy ETFs and things like that uh that involve it, okay? That involve the individual stocks, okay? Like so. There's your McDonald's. Different asset, same approach, right? That's pretty much a double bottom right here, right? So The golden R just turned upside down, so to speak. Okay. So we want to look for pullbacks and continuations off this level. You said that Cybertruck recall, they need to just recall that thing. Period. I've seen a couple of those on the street. I don't know. I'm not feeling that. Let's go down to the 4 hour. Uh Take a look at McDonald's. Okay. So what I hear, right, as of late, they've had some struggles as of late, right? Um,
Is definitely not a northern truck, I tell you that. It's not going to make it through the snow.
no, it looks like one big giant rust bucket.
I like
No.
things that people don't like because that's more for me. But I think if they had a better chassis, I think it will be more durable. So I think it's probably, if anything, one of those fictional rides that turn to reality. But I mean, it's just for show and is definitely not for work.
Yeah, I don't know. Not I think it looks like something out of like Mad Max or something. What was that movie that Tina Turner was in? Like some
Mad Max.
like some kind of, I don't know. The
It
thing is
remind it reminds me of
terrible.
the was the rendezvous, the Aztec vans, the
Yeah,
Astro vans.
yeah, yeah. No thanks on that Cybertruck. But you sound like me though, Tim. You like things that other people don't like. I'm trying to figure out what ice cream that I can put in my freezer that my kids don't like, so I can at least have a scoop by the time I get home from work.
It's
But
not gonna work because they like butter pecan now, and I don't appreciate it. I find it highly
yeah,
disrespectful that I can't
that's
keep butter pecan.
definitely like walnuts, something my grandmother used to eat, but that nobody ever touched. But yeah. So we're about to we're about to close in on this extension on the 4 hour for from from McDonald's there, right? So we go through all these things. Hey, we just gotta trade, right? And be patient. Trade and be patient. Look at this. This gave it to us twice. That's that double bottom that we saw on a higher time frame, right? That's how that played up. So it gave us an opportunity once, twice to get involved in this on these swings, right? It did not take out the A, it just continued to run long, right? So that's something like McDonald's. Anything is tradable with our approach. Would you all agree? Yes, no?
Yeah.
100%. 100% agree.
Absolutely, right? So you just have to have at it. Like so this is yesterday, and I tell you, Ryan and I have been messing around uh with building these portfolios. Trying to bring it up. I don't know. All right, so there we go. So let me bring this up. So we were talking about it over the weekend about how we really want to learn how to build strong portfolios with different goals in mind, some more aggressive than the other, and using um, Darwin, the Darwin accounts to do that, to get that framework. But this is everybody see my screen switch over? Yes, no? Yes? Hope
Yeah.
so. Right?
Yep.
Yep.
So this is just at the close of yesterday with the rally, right? So this is more aggressive now. Everything hasn't been allocated, right? So about halfway there with the allocations, but you can see this is just the Q Nvidia. I've got this order in Nvidia in which I had closed out most of it, right? Wish I would have added, didn't get a chance to catch it. But here's SMH, right? So I've got Nvidia in that anyway. Just a dollar yen, small dollar yen position that's running. This is VTI, right? SCHG, right? All of these we've talked about. right? And that's moved up. That's even moved up higher since yesterday, right? And just pulled this account together not too long ago, actually. So, so I'm hoping that the CPI numbers continue to come down and the market it looks positively on the results from this morning, and this continues to rally. So this is up 4,300, but then we're floating another 7,200 on top of that, right? And so this is more long term, right? So you don't see SMH has been in there for since the beginning of it, since I started this dollar yen. But a lot of these I'm just letting float, right? Because of the way, I've been able to work out the math and just to hold them over the long term. So you've got each of these here. There's IYW, the Q, SCHG, SMH, VTI. I'm only halfway into the allocation, right? So there'll eventually be two more orders at 168 shares, right, on IYW, SCHG, two more orders I'm looking to involve. So I'm looking for corrections or major highs to be taken out to add, another order, then another one eventually. So just scaling into these positions and then just letting it run, right? So everything that we cover, everything that we're talking about, right? These things are tradable, right? And then just be patient, right? So I launched these. I don't have the TP on them yet. Stop losses because this is more long term, right? And so the way I broke down the allocation by shares, right? I know what the overall risk percentage is, so we're just letting them just run, right? Because this is the longer term portfolio stocks, right? So what am I showing? Right now, who is 8FFNV? Who is that? Ryan, do we know who this is?
No, I'm not sure who that is. Oh, Yasina.
Uh,
Okay.
all right. So you're seeing this is just a Darwin account, live account. Oh, you're on your laptop. I got you.
That's fine, Ben. I've got it sorted out the screen now. I can see.
Gotcha,
Okay.
gotcha,
Yeah. Sorry.
gotcha. I say I know that voice. I know that voice. I know the I don't know you're coming in
You
from your
should do.
laptop. So, but yeah,
Yeah.
this is yeah,
Thank you.
yeah. So all of this is tradable, everybody, right? Dive in, get involved, right? And I know a lot of you have multiple accounts. We have multiple accounts too, but this is just one portfolio that we're just going to continue to build on, right? And so market hasn't opened yet. We got data at 8:30, so we'll see how it continues to play out. But this is just an aggressive. This is led by tech, you know. So we'll continue to see how that portfolio continues to move, right? Continues to move. Any questions on that?
Nope.
Yeah, Benny.
Yes.
Yeah, just a clarification. You said you can have multiple accounts with Darwin,
You
but I
can.
thought you can have one at a time or something like that.
Yep. Ryan, you want to speak on that?
Yes. So it's one per email address. So you can have a different email address. You can still use your same name and all of that, but you can only attach one account to an email address. So if you have a secondary email address, you can then create a second account for yourself or
Yeah.
for your business.
Yeah. And that just backed you up on that. hmm
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So, just continuing to build and let them run and experiment. and get that money, everybody. Right? It's out there to be had, right? So while you may not do a ton of experimenting with your own, personal account that you may have, but when we're dealing with, props and things like that, hey, let's have at it. Let's have at it. So that's there. So that's um your consumer discretionary there. Let's take a look at let's take a look at our commodities. And we can see oil, right, starting to run again, right, off that level that we highlighted, starting to push longer again, right? So we're above our 200, above our 50, right? We got that correction pushed up to that 80-20 zone. Look at that, right? So monster move back up to higher. We stalled out at this level. We came right back down to that 200 moving average, and now we are starting to.
I don't think we're seeing your oil screen.
Oh no! Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Let me see. New share. Can you see it now?
Yes.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks for the heads up on that. Y'all was just gonna let me sit there and talk and nobody see my screen. But there we go. So this is getting long. I actually got this right. Let me make that green there. Right. So we are pushing long again on oil, right? So we'll continue to watch that, right? So let's move over, take a look at crude. Rose around 73.6 per barrel on Thursday after falling for 2 consecutive sessions, supported by concerns over potential supply risk. Persistent fears remain that Iran's oil industry could be affected by the conflict with Israel, while markets are closely monitoring developments related to Hurricane Milton for possible supply disruptions. However, despite these threats, there are signs of ample supply as EIA data showed a 5.8 million barrel rise in U.S. crude inventory, surpassing the expected 2 million. Further weighing on prices is a weak demand outlook, reinforced by China's recent briefing, which provided few specifics on additional stimulus measures. Additionally, the U.S. EIA lowered its 2025 demand forecasting, citing economic slowdowns in China and North America. The return of Libyan oil exports is also driving down crude prices in the North Sea and Mediterranean as local refiners reduce purchases of non-regional crudes. There's 50 million size to oil right now. So this is riding just off of the short-term sentiment and what's going on. But we'll see. We'll see if that continues to move to the upside. But we've got a good bounce off that 61.8. So if you're back long oil, I can't blame you there, right? You ride it as long as you can. That's a 1 hour chart move on that. Any questions on oil? No.
Nope.
All right. Gold, right? We've corrected a bit. Okay. We've corrected a bit. And here we are, right? So we can take this out now. That was that old target that was hit. So let's continue to see how it plays out, right? We hit that 118 zone and then we correct it. We'll see if we get a further move to the downside. Not sure, right? This is a 4-hour chart. We take a look at gold, right? See what's going on with it. Quickly rose above 2610 on Thursday after falling 6 consecutive sessions ahead of the CPI data. Later today, to seek further cues on the Fed's interest rate outlook, recently gold prices had eased to its lowest level in nearly 3 weeks, weighed down by diminishing expectations that the Fed will implement more aggressive policy actions. Minutes from the last FOMC, that. So we'll see what happens if we can get a move on gold with the CPI data to see how it reacts, right? So that's like the next big report that could possibly move it. Our silver right? Trying to get to $34 per troy ounce. So that's kind of just moving sideways. This is a critical level. 1, 2, 3, 4 times now. We've tapped around that 32,000 level, and we have not been able to hit it. But I'm going to stick with my fib and this crown to see if we can get it to play out to that 3,400 level on silver. All right, so just moving sideways right now. We've got to pause. Nat gas, right? It's correcting and moving down. Let me you can see here that we're clearly still above the the cloud. Let me clean this up a little bit. So here we are. We hit that level, right? We shot to that level fast. Now we're correcting. And that should be a new fib on there. Right. That should be. That should have been showing up by now. There we go. So we're good. So we're pulling back. It's a nice healthy pullback, right? And we're in October. Look for that could be a good buy opportunity once this settles down in the buy zone. Now that said that you're waiting on a break above 26.24 or a low of 26.04 areas on gold. Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll see. That's gonna be I'm interested to see down there what happens if we get a strong reaction on that gold play coming off the CPI data. That's let me write that down. 26.24. Write that down. Good levels.
Yes, Benny. Quick one. Sorry.
Yep. Go ahead.
So, just the other day, we looked at natural gas, and I think there's an instrument on here called NGS, and there's another one, this one here called NGAS. Is the other one more to do with the whole body of natural gas?
I don't know. I have to look at that. Yeah, I have to look at that.
Okay.
NGS, NGAS. Let me take a look at that. So you're wondering like if that's like an ETF or something like that?
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know, right? You know anything offhand on that?
I looked at the wrong one yesterday.
Oh, I wonder what NGS is though. That's a good question.
It
Uh,
says natural gas, but I'm not. I thought it was the one we normally look at because I had it marked up, but I was marking up the wrong one the whole time.
uh, that's got me interested now to figure out what if there's anything different. Uh, does it have a different look to it in regards to the technicals? Does it look different technically?
I got to go back and look at it. I'm not on my computer right now. I believe we're in a pullback phase on it. I gotta go back and look.
Okay. All right. Gold 20. Okay. So gold 26.24 below 26. Oh, I'm not writing that down. This is in a funny place right now. So
Yeah, that was on 15-minute. That's a 15-minute level because it's kind of ranging in there. So
on a 15-minute.
yeah.
All
So
right. I'll drop down later and take a look at that. Let's see. Okay. Appreciate it, everybody. So nat gas, NGS versus NGAS, and gold at these two levels on the 15-minute. Okay. Okay. Other one I wanted to take a look at was this dollar yen before we wrap things up. Because we know that dollar is running. We know we've got CPI data coming out. So far, so good, right? So we take a look at this weekly level, right? Now we put in a nice low on the weekly. Our daily is moving higher. So you got kicked out. So this is moving higher here. I got that 150 level. Gold bounced off the 1 hour on the 50 EMA. So that's gonna be interesting to see what happens at 8:30. Here's our 4 hour moving long, and then we've got our one. So I'm gonna look for this to continue to move. So Ryan, I think we are in that situation where we might just be ready to make another run against this yen, right? As long as they stay dovish with the rhetoric.
Yeah, man. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, because you're in a few of them, right? EJ, GJ too.
EJ, GJ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that might be, starting with that 80, look at the 80-20 that took us from the dip, right? And then we've been long ever since. So it might be time for it to make another long, I don't know if it'll be 2 years, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But Japan, we know they're real patient, how they operate. That's all I have, Ryan. Anything that you have before we close out, sir?
Did you look at Euro Aussie?
I did not. Let's look at that.
That one and Adobe.
Adobe. Is that starting to pick up now? Off the lows?
It's still sitting down there on the lows.
Yeah, that one, I still think that's a good buy over the long run. That technical setup that I have, that stop got hit though. Just early on it, I think. But I think if it's gonna move lower, I'll be willing to buy that lower. So here's that Euro Aussie, right? Moving up out of that zone that we had marked up. Right. And here we are. There. Right. You think that's gonna move higher? Is Euro Aussie?
Or you're on the
It's the
4.
4.
On the daily, I got a potential larger move off
Mm-hmm.
of a deep retracement.
Are you drawing it off the low? Off the low somewhere?
Ran a fib off that last high. That second one.
This one here?
One more over. I believe my fib was running off of there.
Oops.
No, one more over. Sorry. Maybe not. No, I'm sorry. It's a deep retracement, so it will be the opposite way. So yes,
Right.
off the low. I'm sorry.
Coming from way back.
Yeah.
To the upside. Okay. So double bottom in this zone. Something's out. The turn stuff. To read up
Yeah, that's the one.
right here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll see. Right. It's got a double bottom in that zone. Just have to figure out what would be the catalyst to push that euro against that Aussie. With the way that
Yeah.
Aussie's been moving, the way they've been holding rates, China stimulus, but right now that's structured to the upside. No matter how you look at it, just off the double bottom or within this fib sequence, right? So either way you go right now, right? We're in the right direction with that. I just wonder if it's going to sustain and stuff
Yeah, and
for the long run.
that's been my just my hesitancy on it actually getting to that take profit level.
Yeah,
I moved my stop into profit and everything, so um I'm sitting watching. My entry is 161202.
oh yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got
So
a
just
good low price.
monitoring that fundamental side and, like you said, seeing kind of where that could go.
Yeah, yeah. Here's that 1 hour, right? So we've already got a new bid running off that 1 hour off the 382. So we'll continue to watch. Let me write that down. I'll jump into that Adobe tomorrow. We'll kick off with that.
Yeah, I started rebuilding. My initial position on that got stopped out. So I'm starting to build a new position. I took one yesterday.
Okay. Yeah, I just think it's a lot of upside with Adobe.
Yeah, I
You
agree.
know, instead of so we'll see. So it's good you start building your position. I had yeah, um, but that's one definitely that's giving us a nice low price that we can take advantage of. All right, everybody. That is it. Hope you all enjoyed the session. We'll be back here tomorrow, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the New York session. Remember today, right? We got unemployment claims and we got CPI data and another Fed member speaking. So always be aware of that. Any you know, any major news, right? We'll post the results of that CPI data in the chat later today. All right. Everybody enjoy the rest of your day. Always remember, don't just count your pips, but indeed count your blessings. Have a great day.
Thank you so much, Benny. Appreciate it.
You're,
I'm right.
you're
Blessings.
welcome. Blessings.